Oh, why, hello there. On this episode of NSFW show, we are joined by Shannon Morse. Snubs to you. She's going to sing a song along with Dale Chase, who's going to rap words with his mouth. Also, Ruinum is here. We taste it live and much more. It's all coming up on this edition of NSFW.
Netcasts you love.
From people you trust.
This is Twit.
Bandwidth for NSFW is brought to you by CacheFly at CacheFly.com.
This is NSFW, episode 178, recorded on May 14th, 2013. Disgorious Shannonagans.
This episode of NSFW is brought to you by Squarespace. Squarespace is the all-in-one platform that makes it fast and easy to create a professional website, blog, portfolio, or online store. For a free trial and 10% off your first purchase on new accounts, go to squarespace.com and use offer code NSFW5. Tonks Coffee. Tonks offers a bi-weekly subscription. Tonks sources their beans directly from the growers. They're roasted and shipped within 24 hours, giving you the freshest coffee beans in the world. For a free sample, visit tonks.org/NSFW. That's tonx.org/NSFW. And audible.com to download a free audiobook of your choice. Go to audiblepodcast.com/NSFW.
500 times Earth's gravity? That's insane! You'd be crapping out your own spine!
I know. The challenge excites me. Look at my nipples.
Look at them! Fine.
It's go time for NSFW, the new show full of wit, the new sauce for the web nets. Hello, beautiful party people. It's Brian Brush. We're joined as always by my inimitable co-host, one Justin Robert Young, as we start this epic journey, a place for you and me and everybody who matters in this world, and none of the people who don't. NSFW, what is going on, Mr. JR1?
We've banished them, Brian. We've banished all the people that don't care. We've put them on a boat, and we've sunk the boat.
There's no way you can say those words that I don't hear them as Captain Morgan. I just want you to, in my mind, you started off saying, ahoy, Brian.
Ahoy, Brian. I'm here for you, Brian. I'm an expert on boats.
I thought it was germane to the conversation.
Brian, I'm just saying. One time I put all the people that didn't know about me on a boat. I called it the Bacardi Blunder.
Wait, but now, why do you say Bacardi Blunder? Because they're your competitors?
Brian, it was because they all liked Bacardi, and I was cross.
So you killed them. You killed everyone who liked your competition.
Brian, I have a bit of a problem with impulse controls. Also, I have a lot of boats, and they are kind of cheap for me, so I get a little willy-nilly with them.
That's a good point, Captain Morgan. Captain Morgan.
Boats come in bulk. Bulk boats. That's what they used to call me in high school. I was fat.
Can you tell us a little bit about what we're up to on this episode of NSFW?
Oh, my God. Brian, we have a jam-packed episode, and in fact, it involves us playing an old game, But Cuba. In fact, it has us beginning the taste testing and the promotional material around Ruinum. But first, it features the beginning of our summer music series.
What?
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, it begins right now. Ladies and gentlemen, allow me to introduce Dale Chase, featuring our own Shannon Snubs Morse.
Yes. What's up, Brian? Thank you, Justin. Here we go. Yeah. Let them know, Snubs. Check it out. A Def Con gave me the alias. Ginger hair, badass brainy chick. Had my vision all tunnel, trying to eye strip a software bundle. echo anything she wanna hear. Mount and serve her in an open session right here at your gateway. It's no small talk and penetrate so deep you feel it in your colon. Yeah, the straight me, no proxy. That agent can't copy my ID. You feel I sync? What's up with that IP?
Cause you know me, my TCP is TLC. You know my port, baby. Just slip me your private key. Don't let this fall apart. Woo. Let's root back to the start. I'm just a user, babe. SSH into your heart. SSH into your heart. SSH into your heart.
Port forward is so authentic. Check the sum, receive what I expected. Practically tab, complete your sentences. Listening, whispering, encrypted messages. Pretty young, privileged port, always prompt, like to take command line sort. That's my node connection, sharing disabled. Throwing away the IP table. This is our time to live, no doubt. Control path like the script was typed out. I don't ever want it to connect time out.
Cause you know me, my TCP is TLC. You know my port, baby. Just slip me your private key. Don't let this fall apart. Let's root back to the start. I'm just a user, babe. SSH into your heart. SSH into my heart. SSH into your heart. Ooh. Daydreaming about you so remote. How you control persist, keep me open. But you'll be running services on your own if I ever catch you operating in batch mode.
Never that, girl. I won't fail you. Let's take the strip on the transport, lay it back to Amsterdam. Nice off the hash with the global known host. Set it off at the bash.
You know me, my TCP is TLC. You know my port, baby. Just slip me your private key. Don't let this fall apart.
Never that.
Let's root back to the start. I'm just a user, babe. SSH into your heart. SSH into your heart. SSH into your heart.
Damn, let them know, Shannon. Peace to Darren and Paul and the whole Hack 5 fam. Shannon Morse.
Give it up for Dave.
Oh my good God! I think I just dropped all tables into my shorts. That was amazing. Ladies and gentlemen, Dale Chase featuring Shannon Morse, aka Snubs. You can get that on his brand new album, Type Def. More from Dale Chase a little bit later in the show, and we will be joined by Shannon. Shannon, come on over here because you're going to play But Cuba with us. Again, everybody, we have like a live audience here. Let's go ahead and get a round of applause.
How many folks are there actually live, Justin?
Oh, I don't know. Like somewhere less than 45 and more than 6.
Like 700 or 800, right?
We have a lot.
2, 3, 4.
Turns out when
50, 70. Yeah, there's at least 100 in here.
Turns out when you start crooning the sexy SSH rhymes, you know, it just draws a crowd. Like no other, you got to beat them off with a stick.
Nobody can trust those public and private keys.
On these sexy dulcet tones, and you didn't feel letting us know, Snubs.
Why aren't you singing for us more?
I don't know. Well, write me the lyrics and the songs, and I'll sing it.
Sure. So that's it.
Wait. Okay, they can't be too NSFW.
No, I'll tell you what. Right, we should write some lyrics that need to be sung over the NSFW.
Oh God, this is gonna end so badly.
What are you talking about? It'll be amazing.
I mean, I feel like it would not be crazy if lyrics were written before the end of the show.
Well, it certainly wouldn't be the first time that a song was created and then
completely rushed to completion before the end of the show.
All right, look, let's things that we have to jump in. First of all, we're starting late tonight because you had a show out in the Bay Area. You were doing a live game, and so we're starting an hour later. We got a huge crowd. We've got Ruinum updates. Where do you want to begin? I feel like there's so much. This is like,
Brian,
go to the China King buffet, and you can't decide whether it's General Tso or just go straight into the fortune cookies.
Brian, I think we should start anywhere But Cuba. But Cuba. But Cuba. Intro song for But Cuba.
All right. Some folks actually set up a document where they went ahead and translated.
Well, let's. Sorry. Yeah, do what. I think I stepped on you before you were about to do what I was going to say you should do. Set up the game.
Yeah. Earlier today, I mentioned that we're going to play our favorite game, But Cuba, which is, of course, to make a joke out of the YouTube auto translation engine, which was a noble experiment. But here we are 3 years after the inception of But Cuba, and I will suggest that we're probably no better off as far as its ability to take natural spoken language and translate it into subtitles. And basically, we read. Traditionally, we read to each other what it auto
seductively.
Nice.
But I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to read everything, and it'll be up to Snubs and Justin Robert Young to compete against each other to figure out which very famous viral video is the one.
Yeah. All right. So these are famous viral videos. You are reading the Google translation, which is hilariously crappy. Brian, how do you want me and Snubs to buzz in?
I'll tell you what. I'll give a clue, and then what you guys will say is, "Holy crap balls, McClanahan." That's the phrase. Holy crap balls, McClanahan. Yes, okay. Exactly. Holy crap balls, McClanahan, and that's how I'll know that it's you who wants to say what the video is. You don't need to give the exact title of the video. You just need to say enough that I know that you know what video we're talking about.
Ready.
First of all, I will say that this first video has appeared on an NSFW show episode.
All right.
So if you watch the show, you should know it.
Wait, do we get to pick a voice for you?
Yes.
Sure. Why not? I thought we were going to slide under the radar with that one.
Oh, there, Brian. No, not so much. I would like for you.
Hold on, real quick. I'm loving. My favorite thing is the moments that you slip into Captain Morgan. Like, I'm noticing it in your natural speech patterns. Oh, Brian. Oh, no, I'm afraid we won't let you do that.
It's Brian. He's becoming me. I don't have a choice. It's bubbling up. It's like this week's episode of Doctor Who. It's just it's me and Captain Morgan on the inside of my head.
Arguing about it. All right, so what voice do you want to read this first one in?
I would let's keep it easy. I want you to read it in a Cuban accent.
God. Right. Let's keep it easy. Well done, sir. Let me see if I can put this on here. Here we go. On their oh no, it's Jamaican instantly.
It's fine. Roll with it.
The only Cuban I know has to be Ricky from I Love Lucy.
That counts. He was Cuban.
Okay. On their fantastic show, the Nazi work show, in their lives to be doing their internal party. Oh. And I'm like, this will be plugged in bars where magic, buzzword. Through it, the interest word.
Oh, that was it?
That's your quote. Whoever wants to go first, just go ahead and lay out what you think it might be.
You first.
Holy crap balls, McClanahan.
Okay, that's buzzed in.
Is it the NPR thing? Was it on the media?
This is tough. It's not, but I'll give you the hint of saying it was the exact same time period. This came out. In fact, the NPR clip and this clip were played back to back at the live Dragon Con event.
Oh, I know what it is, but I've already guessed. Shannon?
Yes. Shannon?
Oh, why didn't I go to Dragon Con?
Well, I mean, you didn't have to go in order to watch our awesome coverage of it.
Yeah, if only we recorded all of our shows and put them out for free.
Was this from last year's Dragon Con?
I don't know.
This is most current Dragon Con.
Oh, Shintos.
Are you giving up? Because I've got it right now.
Yeah.
All right, I know what it is.
All right, here it is right here.
Brian Brush
It's
Wood.
Scott Johnson.
Oh, my God.
Austin Green on their fantastic show, the Not Safe for Work show, and their little live thingy they're doing there and their little party. I was looking forward to that. Really wanted to see them, but all my other Frog Pants friends are there too, and so I'm a little bit sad about it.
Oh, clam it, Johnson.
Oh, God, I should have gotten
all right.
that.
It's all right.
0-0.
Okay.
You got a second
This is
one.
hard.
It is.
Give me a take you want me to take on this.
Shannon, would you like to give Brian a voice?
Yeah, I want you to do a Southern voice.
Oh, well, that's easy enough. What's the second voice got to be?
Are we stepping it up? No, let's just roll with the second, because actually, like, comprehension is kind of an issue with these.
All right, so all of them will be Southern person. I'm going to go ahead and try to make sure.
Oh, no, you want another one because you're reading them back and forth.
Right, there's two.
Okay. Yeah, all right, a Southern person and a robot.
Okay, here we go. And the quote goes, well, planets here, what seems to be the fall. Dark cotton down the plain. Tonight, we have to let them all.
Was this game always this hard?
Holy crap, boss Shannonagans.
Whoa! Snubs is in. What do you got, Snubs?
I don't know. Is it Snakes on a Plane video?
No,
Snakes
it's not.
Oh, crap! Shintos again. God.
Can you show it again or read it again?
Yeah,
This time
yeah.
more Southern and more robotic.
Done. All right, here we go. Well, planets here, what seems to be the fall.
Hold on.
Cotton down the plain.
Objection, Your Honor.
Yes.
That was not Southern.
Oh, I'm sorry. Well, planets here, what seems to be the fall. Is that
Man,
Southern?
you don't even know Southern. Don't you live in Texas?
Okay, look, I'm doing Kentucky Southerner. I'll go Texan. Oh, hell, y'all. Well, planets here, what seems to be the fall. Dark cotton down the plain. Oh, tonight we'll have let them all.
That was more Southern.
Holy crap balls, McClanahan.
Oh, wait, buzzing in. Yes? What you got?
The I Have a Dream speech.
No, that's not a bad guess.
Well,
let's take a look.
What seems to be the problem? They're cutting down the trees.
Then I guess
Oh my
we'll
God.
plant some more.
Come on. How am I supposed to know that?
That's awesome. Oh my God, it looks like Chad.
I know. I like.
Oh, God, that does.
It's OMG Chad.
Chad looks pretty great.
I'll
Don't
tell
tell
you
me
what,
I said that.
I saw that and I thought that we were going to get a tip on Tuesday, a full tutorial on Thursday, and then possibly a recap on Saturday.
It's a good point, bro.
Just the tip, though, on Tuesday.
The
Don't
important-
get greedy.
I'll give you a hint on this one. This is one that has appeared on a Revision 3 show and also appeared on my personal channel. And I guess that's all I'm going to give you. And there's also your other hint is there's no chance you're going to get this right. How about that? What kind of voice do you want me to read this in?
Shannon?
French. I like that. Do French.
Trying to get the best with luck or alliance. Similar extended circuits your face prisons was that these visitor insults. But is that direction you really get the media nag's head? What you did you?
Holy crap balls, McClanahan.
All right, we got a buzz in. What's up, Justin?
The time Martin Luther King slipped on a pie.
Let's take a look at the footage of the time that Martin Luther King slipped on a pie. Here we go.
All right, we gonna do this or what?
Come on!
Jerk-faced, McJerkis things. What is that? You
Oh my God.
insult? What is that? All right, show me my man. Well, are you ready to get free? Nice. All right, I'm gonna wizard you. Get out of here.
So close, Justin.
Nice.
You were right on. You were almost there.
I'm taking umbrage with the fact that none of these are like famous viral videos.
Dude, this
He
is
has
what
a
happens
point.
when you outsource to Chat Realm. This is what happens when you put it in their place. Okay.
So we have a 0-0
0 to
into
0.
the third round.
We're fine. We're fine. Okay. All right. The next one. Justin, your clue is there's no excuse for you to not get this one.
Well, that's great, Brian.
All right, you ready? I got 2 characters. How do you want me to say them?
I want you to do a Chinese person,
Right?
who's hilariously stereotypically Chinese. Like it's like his friends are like, you know, it almost seems racist how Chinese he is.
Like, Miss One. Okay.
And what
I love
you
this
have
one.
you have to have a voice.
Okay. I want you to do the...
Now you're just showing off.
No, do Canadian accent, like hardcore Canadian.
Like
Canadian-
it seems racist how Canadian he is.
Like pure ownish Canadian.
All right, here we go. I saw.
That's not Chinese.
What are you talking about? It's not Chinese. I thought that was like the racial stereotype was also.
Isn't that Japanese?
No, I don't know. Dude, I know that I remember watching some Don Knotts movie where a guy goes, so, and Don Knotts goes, what'd you call me? And I thought that was hilarious when I was in 2nd grade. All right.
And there we go, ladies and gentlemen. We're taking our diplomatic tips from Don Knotts movies with racist jokes.
All right, here we go. Sometimes I was leaving to caress your Ivy League. Take off, eh? Caress microvase. I'd be interested. I like to tell a daddy of Philo, Hyper Albion, place sometime I do imagine what would have been about to roll, but I only abide there a vatat.
He said you couldn't get this one wrong.
Holy crap
so...
balls, McClanahan.
All right, we're buzzing in. What you got, Justin?
Of course, I have this one. Dead to rights.
Okay.
No question.
Yep.
We played it on this show before. Me and you, Brian, we've talked about it.
Yep.
The time Martin Luther King slipped on 2 pies.
Let's take it.
One for each foot. Woo!
Here we go.
Ask him.
God damn it!
When you're sleeping, I like to caress you.
He should get negative points.
I like to caress your. I don't like the tone out of your filth hole. I like to rub your face sometimes, and I like to imagine what would happen if I rolled a tiny pile of dirt down it.
Okay, all right. So close, Justin. You were so close.
Oh, man. I'll tell you what. You want to know what? I guess that means we're 0-0-0 at the end of the game.
Whoa, you called the game already? Really?
Oh, wait. No, there's more?
Oh, dude, I got 8 of these things right here.
Yes, let's keep going.
I swear to God,
Let's keep going.
any of them are better than the last ones. I'll tell you what, here. We'll do one more, then we got to go to an ad.
Okay.
So this one's for 50,000 points.
Okay.
Good.
I'm ready.
Good. This one is, there we go. Okay, there are 2 people. I will say this is a triumph for the NSFW show. A sneaky triumph at that.
All right.
I need to know how to read the 2 characters.
I think that you should read one of the characters as Darren from Hack 5.
That's easy.
All right.
And what you need to give him a voice.
I want you to do a... You brought it up earlier. Do a Jamaican one. Oh, yeah, man.
All right.
Oh, wait, that was kind of like Canadian and Jamaican.
That's my French Canadian is the way I do it. Okay, so here we go. The first one is what again?
Darren from Hack 5.
All right, there you go. Hey guys, here at go to hackshot.com. It's his first day on top of and then I'm asking you two gatherer miles away, but would you think would happen from the background of the man who is now called? Well, I think the clothes for this friend are really fun and that I caught anybody talked about. If he's going to our address, what? I mean, that's how we grew up. It was just a provincial. Lead by example.
Holy crap.
Holy crap, Shannonagans.
Oh, wait. That was Justin first. What do you got, Justin?
I think it's time that Martin Luther King slipped on 4 pies.
No, it's not Martin Luther King. All right, Shannon, what do you got?
Is it the Padre video?
What Padre video?
Padre SJ on the news.
Doing what?
Talking.
I'm just talking. Anyway.
My daughter doing this.
Giving NSFW the slip.
Hello, Justin. Are you ready to rock NSFW?
I am indeed, Brian. I don't know why this just means that we do robot voices.
It is because we are taking up the mantle of Teddy Ruxpin and explaining to people through vagina mouths.
I hope that our vagina mouths save us when we go to the Goblin Mountain.
That's true. Let us find out if Padre SJ is the answer to the video.
Church, and I know it's his first full day on the job, and that I'm asking.
4 pies, 4 pies, 4 pies.
Yeah, that's right. What?
I think clues for his reign are really found in that dichotomy that I talked about.
Oh, well done. Well done, Shannon.
By the way, I'm heading out to D.C., and I am going to stay in the Jesuit Order House.
Are you really?
Yes.
And it's not like spontaneous.
I couldn't stay in the Jesuit house.
What was that?
It's not going to burst into flames the moment that you lay down on a cot?
I mean, we're going to see.
You're like, it's science, Brian. We're going to find out, all right?
Exactly.
Well, come on, Faith Busters with Justin Robert Young.
We're going to bust faith. All right, ladies and gentlemen, Shannon, you win.
Yes, that's right, I do.
Applauses for Shannon. But you want to know who always wins, Brian?
The viewer at home.
The viewer of the video where Martin Luther King slips on 6 pies.
I swear to God, somebody needs to make. 1 week from today, I'm going to search Google. I'm going to type in the words Martin Luther King slips on 4 pies, and whatever video comes up, I will watch to completion.
Can you imagine the sequence of slapstick events that would have to happen for him to slip on 6 pies? And where would he be where there were so many pies on the ground?
It's like, in my mind, I see it as a video game where it's like you got to execute like your famous I Have a Dream speech, but then you got to like bounce over pies, but then you end up slipping. Like somebody failed 6 times in a row.
And then meanwhile, it begins with like the block, like the 2 pictures and like the big block with the scrolling text of like welcome, Dr. King. I've baked so many pies for you because I heard you had such a sweet tooth. I've left them on the floor to cool. Be careful.
Yes, exactly. And then he totally bounces in 16-bit glory. Look, man, who's our first sponsor this evening? 3, 2, 1.
Squarespace, Brian. They are far away from what we were just talking about.
Justin, I don't know who these Squarespace fellers are, but I'm real excited to hear about it.
Listen, a lot of people say, Justin and Brian, are you beholden to advertisers or do you do the show you want? Well, I say we absolutely do the show we want. Yeah! The show we talk about Squarespace.
Justin, let me tell you, man, we always make our own decisions. We do what we want. We say what we want. We wear what we want. And I'll tell you what I like is our friends over at Squarespace.
I'll tell you what, someone used to come up to me and say, hey, Justin, I want you to have a website on my service, but sometimes it's going to go down.
Hey, Justin, I want you to have a website on my server, but sometimes it goes down.
Shut up. I don't deal with that no more now that I got Squarespace in my life.
Yeah.
Brian, since its platform upgrade last fall, Squarespace just keeps rolling out new product features, integrations, and templates. I just made that up. Except I didn't make it up because it's real.
Right, but that's the thing with Squarespace is it's hard to tell when you're making stuff up and when it's real because you might make up stuff like it can't go down because of distributed hosting, and no matter how popular your site gets, it'll continue to stay alive. In the middle of a hurricane, they'll actually run diesel up to a generator on the top floor of the building, and then it'll keep your site alive. That's the kind of crazy thing I would make up, except guess what, bro? Totally true with Squarespace.
Brian, it's exceptionally well designed. If you're not like a design master who masters in designs and went to a Shaolin temple for design, don't worry, man. Squarespace has got a home for you. They're going to drag and drop these templates, and they're going to make your stuff look awesome.
Tell you what, I got a question for you, man. What if my 9-year-old daughter decided to make a website to save pandas on her own? She's 9. She can't drive. She can barely read. You telling me she can make a website?
Well, hell yeah, she can, Brian. And she absolutely did. That's Squarespace. What is it? What is your website?
Panda-save.com.
Well, you want to know why she got that awesome URL, Brian?
Why?
Because when you sign up for a year account, you get a free domain name if you use offer code NSFW5. What's more, 10% off the whole order.
Wait. That's NSFW5, you say?
Hell yeah, man. Don't forget about free domain registrations. This is what I just told you about. So if you forgot it, you had a pretty short memory.
Yeah, no, well, apparently I do, and I did, and I don't. But my daughter definitely made a site on the Squarespaces.
Dude, that's squarespace.com. Use offer code NSFW5. And listen, for a lot of people who want to say we're some sort of corporate stooges, I say just listen to that ad read, and we'll tell you who really calls the shots here.
Yeah, it's us and our awesome ability to call shots.
We shot caller, baller, 20-inch rims on the Squarespace website.
I can't rap.
Hey, man, so let's talk about, Shannon, do you know about our latest shenanigan? Our shenanigan? Our shenanigan?
I know the one about the book.
Shenanigans.
Yeah, see,
we should totally have a show called Shannonagans. Shannonagans. Wait, no.
Shannonagans. Shannonagans.
Wow. Did my brain just short circuit with puns made with glands?
Shannon glands?
I really tried to not go there. Okay, so here's the thing, Shannon.
And yet we're here. Hi, Brian.
Brian.
I know the book. Somebody told me I should do an audible book of your book.
Oh, my God. No, all right. So for those of you to refresh, me and Brian were approached by a man by the name of Steve. His name is unimportant.
His name, just Steve. And it was on the beat. Steve. And he was like, bro, you guys should do like, I don't know, a wine. I'm Steve.
That sounds actually racist. It sounds like you should be related to Speedy Gonzalez with that voice.
What's funny is I was not intending to do any particular race, but now I hear it. It's like he's just going to be like, it's me, Steve, man.
Hey, man, it's me, Steve. I want you to make a wine.
You should take some grapes, you ferment them, put your face on a bottle, you make $1 million, huh?
Steve doesn't talk like that. He's a well-respected wine manufacturer in the Napa Valley where like every wine in the world is made. And he coming off a huge success with working with Mangria. Adam Carolla and Mangria came to us and said, you guys could do something with a wine. We said no.
Right. We said we're not wine people. We don't have the brand value. You can't just slap our faces. In fact, slapping our faces on wine would reduce the value of the wine, is what we.
Exactly. You would have to start taking access to it like in Prohibition. You would just the cops would come in and they'd be wearing the old style like, well, you're keeping hooch here, are you? With these faces on them.
I'd be okay with Justin Wine.
It's like
ladies and gentlemen, remember to tune in to Shannonagans every Friday.
Yeah!
They just hit off Brian's face of all the wines. And they're like, let's wrap balance this. Let's put the bearded one on there. Yeah.
So you're saying that they still come in, same scenario, they come in with the axes, except instead of just doing the inarticulate shattering of the bottle, they samurai-like just shave only your face off each label.
And then
This sounds terrible.
And then they're like, I think we made our point here. And then they gently walk out. And you're left with all these intact bottles that only have Justin's face
And
on.
by gently, I mean that they're all holding each other's hands. No, we said no. We're not like just putting our name on wine. But what if we made another kind of project like we did with the Diamond Club, because we had such a fun time with that. So we came up with the idea that this brandy wine cocktail was something that we were going to build a mythology around, similar to what we did with the Diamond Club, where it was going to be all crowdsourced. We were going to crowdsource the mythology about how it was the wine that has been involved with the fall of civilizations in the past.
This wine is synonymous with the word downfall. Every time you could think of a great betrayal or downfall in civilization, odds are they were drinking this wine beforehand. And by the way, Justin, here's what I did not count on when we came up with this idea. By we, I mean you, because like everything brilliant in NSFW, it was you who cooked it up. But every time I tell it, people instantly get the joke, and they instantly start coming out with their own scenarios in which this wine was drunk right before something terrible happened. Now, the seed of truth in this thing is, yes, brandy wine cocktails were popular right before Prohibition. And yes, honey wine was popular in the Roman Empire, which of course had a downfall. So everything else is our BS permutating throughout the masses. And like, I want to see this go full stop. I want to see Wikipedia pages. I want to see advertisements. I want to see footage and photos that are legitimizing the claim that this was drunk, that this particular cocktail mix was drunk before all kinds of horrific downfalls. I think there's a lot for the fans at home to latch onto and make this their own thing. I want their own tasting parties. I want them to tell the story. We had talked about creating rituals where you hold it above a flame in order to, like an incantation before you actually drink it, in order to let out the aromas.
Yeah, listen, let's actually get a good URL so people can go to the website, because this was something that we wanted to have, like the Diamond Club, be something that can have the crowd-sourced element to it, so everybody can go to the doc and kind of upvote stuff. But Brian, with all this idea, and we went and we dealt with Steve, we helped him kind of shape what we wanted things to be, but we have not actually signed our contract until now.
Wait a minute. Okay, well, I mean, I know I signed my part and then mailed it over to you.
I know it's signed because it has Ruinum contract written on it. So now the contract is signed. It will be in Steve's hand. He's here right now. In fact, actually, Shannon, if you could make room for Steve here, he's going to bring up our first bottle, the first ever bottle of Ruinum here.
Yeah, and let me just point out, look at this doc, man. The Ruinum doc was from the beginning. These guys instantly got it. There's Section 1 index, deadlines, what is Ruinum, the Dark Ages, fallen civilization, positive to civilization, how to consume, food pairings, packaging and promotion, label designs, marketing strategies, alternative names, boring details. Look at all this. These guys wrote a complete backstory for all of this, and we'll link to it from the, we got the domain ruinum.com. Look at this, man. China, the Qing Dynasty, the Great Fire of London, Chicago Fire, USSR, and possibly Mars. Edgar Allan Poe, Buzz Out Loud, the Big Bang expansion.
Boom. There we go, Brian.
Holy crap, that looks amazing.
That's bottle of Ruinum, for which you will soon be able to order. Steve, welcome to NSFW show.
Thank you, and wait. Cheers.
Here we go.
So jealous. So jealous. Look at you guys drinking.
Oh, my God.
Hang on. I'm going to drink Ruinum, too.
If I Ruinum, too, it's the sequel to Ruinum.
Hey, we can do beer, too.
We can do beer. All right, well, here. Let's not get ahead of yourself. Number one, like, holy crap.
All right, describe. Okay, now, here's the thing. I only have the vague memory of the time you and I went and met up with Steve, and what I loved, Steve, was I don't know if you saw the movie Fast Food Nation, but there's a moment that is meant to horrify the audience when the guy goes in to taste the new burger that they're doing. And the guy's got some meat, and he just puts droppers of bottled flavors across on it. Like, oh, add some lime, bloop, bloop, bloop. And it happens. And he eats it like, yeah, now it's right. We got to experience that with you, and it was magical. It was awesome. The fact that you started off with, you mentioned that you wanted to do a wine cocktail because that allows you to get a consistency where you don't have to worry about one harvest versus another harvest. You're able to, by adding the flavors, get something that's reliable, right?
Exactly. Yeah. That's the whole idea behind it. You make a cocktail beverage. It's really stable. Flavor's really consistent. You can keep it really consistent, even if you're using a different variety of a grape or a different vintage, for sure.
Well, and that what was amazing for I mean, I don't know about you, Justin, but for me, the idea that we came in and you had us taste the red wine base, and then basically you just added drops of magical liquids to create the flavor that we imagined. Because all Justin and I did was say, what would a wine that was so seductive and addictive that it would ruin the world taste like? And you just like, bloop, 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 3 of these, 2 of 1, bloop, 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 taste it, and it was like magic.
Brian, let me just tell you this. This is just, was this in the freezer or the fridge?
Freezer.
So it was in the freezer, right? Like, this is dangerous. Like, this does not taste, it doesn't have like, even like the bite of like wine. Like, and it is, by the way, 20%.
20% alcohol by volume is 40%. 40%. Yeah, 40 proof, right? Yeah. Which, by the way, 40 proof is better than Listerine. Like, however much alcohol Listerine have.
This is much smoother, too.
Yeah, than Listerine.
I'm just saying, boom. That's all you need to know about this. It works. Now, I'll tell you, should we do an ad and then we'll go into our marketing session here?
Yeah, but before we do, I do want to know what does it taste like? Because there's people out there who are thinking like, oh, this is a fun thing. I could do a tasting party. I could tell my friends about it. But before I order it, and any minute now we'll have like a pre-order website set up. But for those who don't know what it's like, what are the hints and the flavors that you injected with your awesome, like, magic science?
Well, so we start off with the red wine.
Can I guess?
Yes, please.
All right, hold on. I'm going to guess the flavors here.
And by the way, Justin, one of them cannot be Martin Luther King slipping on 6 pies.
You don't know that.
7 pies.
No, true.
I actually can do pumpkin pie flavor, too.
Okay. I'm tasting certainly some honey. We talked about honey. I'm also tasting the freedom of all oppressed people. I'm tasting the smile of a child. And I'm tasting a fist pump by a 13-year-old who just got laid. Am I right?
Can you verify? Correct,
Dead
Steve?
on. Absolutely. I concur.
I mean, listen. And if you're not down with that, you're racist. And that was what I wanted to go with for a title for the wine, but I was shot down.
I don't think we can get that approved.
No. We can't say if you ain't down with this, you're racist. Hold on. I'll change it. If you ain't down with this, you're racist, comma, dog, and we spell dog with a W.
So,
that could work.
Okay, there are so many questions I want to ask Steve, not the least of which is the process that it takes to get this kind of thing approved. But before we do, we should take a moment. We'll find out exactly what the hints are that go into it. We'll find out about the approval process, but first we got to thank our sponsors. Who do you got, Justin?
Brian, I have a hard time waking up because I stay up so late.
Well, and yeah, drinking all that Ruinum. You go to bed, you try to, here's what you do. Here's my impression of Justin Robert Young. What Justin Robert Young does is he takes an Ambien, and then he drinks a bunch of Ruinum, and then he calls Brian Brushwood in the middle of the night to talk about Game of Thrones. Doesn't even remember it the next morning, but he's got all these opinions he wants to share. And meanwhile, Brian Brushwood's like patient, like, listening to all his crazy crackpot theories about how secretly Tywin Lannister is starting a white supremacist movement. But then in the morning, you wake up, you're a bit groggy. How are you going to shake yourself loose? 3, 2, 1.
Tonks Coffee, ladies and gentlemen. That's what brings NSFW show to you today. Tonks Coffee.
Now, okay, now we talked about this before.
Yes, we did, Brian.
Granted, you were inhabiting the body of what you claimed was a barista that you found. It looked an awful lot like Tom Merritt to me. But I'm a tea drinker. Sell me on the idea of crossing over to Coffee Land.
Well, Brian, here's the problem. See, the thing is, you probably had coffee that stunk. It stunk like an old homeless man.
I've had crap coffee.
Like, you probably look at your coffee and you're like, oh, why is this a Disgorious piece of refuse? Disgorious is a word I just invented to describe how disgusting this thing is. They grind up these beans like 17 years ago in a bunker in Switzerland and then ship them off to some random truck stop hobo house and expect them to be delicious.
No, you have fresh means that you got to get them off the vine, you got to get them over to the facility, you got to roast them, and then you got to grind them in what, like 24 hours? Would that be too optimistic?
Dude, these beans are shipped within 24 hours.
Wait, I'm sorry, they're on the road within 24 hours?
On the road. On the road again. Just got some beans and I'm on the road again. I was shipped within 24 hours for you, my friend, because you're a subscriber to Tonks Coffee again.
So we can verify that we wrote that song and that Tonks paid us to write it.
So here's the deal. Home brewed coffee can be as good as cafe coffee as long as you have the right beans. Makes a fantastic gift, Brian. Tonks Coffee subscription. Bi-weekly. Let's say you're looking to get a gift for the man who has everything. Tonks Coffee's perfect for you because you'll be able to give him the fresh cafe coffee that he gets every time in a way more economical passion of a way. He's going to thank you for saving him money, saving his taste buds.
We want to thank our friends over at Tonks.org. Head on over to Tonks.org/NSFW. Look, the fact is, it's the best coffee you're ever going to drink. It's going to show up magically. You don't have to go to no damned barista to act like it's science in order to make coffee, and they're going to treat you right. Thank you very much, Tonks.
That went well.
Felt good. Felt good. Let's keep rolling with it, bro. All right, so, Steve.
Yes, sir.
Couple of hobos show up and say, we want you to make an evil wine that will taste good, but that people will believe ended the world. What do you put into that wine?
Well, put a lot of love in the wine.
You put a lot of hate and black death into the wine.
So obviously we start out with really high quality wine. That's the first key. It needs to be smooth, have a lot of flavor all by itself. This is actually blended with a Merlot.
So a Merlot in general is like a heavier kind of wine. It's like a velvety dark.
I'd say medium. You know, it's a medium weight, medium flavor, not a huge tannic, not very astringent, doesn't have a lot of the more aggressive flavor, we'll say.
See, a lot of other wines, they get really aggressive. They start yelling at you at the bar when you're trying to walk to your car. It's just like, hey, you! Hey, pink shirt! Why don't you get over here? What would you say an aggressive wine would be?
An aggressive wine might be a Cabernet Sauvignon. That'd be more aggressive.
Can we all that a-hole?
Zinfandel.
Can we all agree we don't like him? Cabernet Sauvignon?
Those cabbies, they're all like, what you want? I'm a Sauvignon. Hey, me and my buddies, we punched people like you. I'm a cabbie. Cabbie Sauvignon.
Saf for life.
Saf.
So here's the deal. We have this amazing wine. We have a room full of people that are drinking it. We're going to go ahead and get some testimonials.
We're going to make our... Hold on. You never give it... I mean, should it remain a secret what the flavors are, what the hints are?
Well, we can talk about the hints and what it tastes like. It has a little bit of an almond character to it. Subtle hints of licorice, a little bit of an anise black licorice flavor.
Yeah.
And just a touch of citrus, a little bit of lime.
Tell you what, you buy this, you're going to get anise. In a bottle.
No.
Here's the deal. All right, here, Steve.
Yes.
We're gonna bring some people on here,
Indeed.
and we're going to ask them what they think of your magnificent creation. So let's go ahead and bring up our musical guest, Dale. Dale, come on up here.
Chase, get on up here. Ladies and gentlemen, make some noise for the fabulous Dale Chase.
Sidle on up here at the Ruinum stand. You've already gone through a little bit here. Come on.
This stuff is incredible.
There we go. Listen.
Dale. On a scale from 1 to inside the actor's studio, how whiny are you?
I'm sorry, how what? How
whiny?
How whiny? How into wine are you?
Oh, I'm a 9 on wine.
A 9 on wine.
9 on wine. He's a 9 whiner.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Right on time.
That's what we always said about you.
I get it right off the vine.
All right, is this the first time?
Brian, it ain't a crime.
All right, walk us
Polish
through it.
to a shine.
Take a sip of it. Walk us through it.
All right.
Now here's what I want you to do. I want you to drink of the wine, and then look right here in. I think you're in that camera there.
All right.
I want you to drink in the wine.
The middle camera, and then just give like your best like one line description, like as excited as you could be about having just drank the wine.
Dale, we want you to drink the wine. Give us one line. Make sure to put it on Vine. This is great for the audio listeners.
It's scintillating.
There we go. Listen. All right, we're going to build these up. We're going to build them up, all right? And let's actually get Twit's newest hire, Patrick Delahunty. Thank you very much, Dale. Don't drink too much. He's still going to perform a song.
Yeah. Man,
and that's the last thing we ever want is an impaired rapper. No one has ever rapped drunk or high. Yeah. All right. Patrick Delahunty, longtime chat realmer, now a Twit employee. The song remains the same. Go ahead, take a sip of the wine, and then look right in the camera and give your best.
Oh my God, dude, that's a heavy duty gulp. He just downed that.
Yep. I'm glad I moved to California because I couldn't get the ship to Massachusetts, and I definitely want to order a lot. I love this.
All right, I'll tell you what, one more. Let's go ahead and get our old friend Chad Johnson up here. Oh, he was about to leave. He wasn't even here for the show.
So literally, I have not tasted this yet. Everyone in the studio has a glass, and we just got back from a dinner where we literally spent $75 on a bottle of wine. So
okay.
I'm coming.
Tasted fancy pants ass wine.
Absolutely.
Fancy ass wine. Now it's just ass wine.
But not ass as in bad. Ass as in like ass.
No.
Should I do this? Should I aerate the wine?
Sure. Listen,
Okay.
do whatever you want. All right.
Got it.
Okay. So here's what I want you to do. Just like everybody else, you're gonna take a sip of the wine. Right. Then look right in the single camera there and give us your best explanation of what you are feeling when you do it in a Russian accent.
No.
Okay. Okay.
Forget the accent because
You sure?
Okay. Do it once regular and then another time with the accent.
Just like one after the other?
Yeah.
Okay, here we go.
Yes, sure. He's drinking the wine. He's having a moment. And
If I was a woman, I would have sex with you.
Ladies and gentlemen, Chad Johnson, OMG Chad, this week
That's
in
good.
YouTube. You like it?
Spicy.
It is a little spicy, isn't it?
Spicy. Yeah.
how drinkable is that?
Say again?
How drinkable is it for you? Because you normally do wine, right?
Yeah, no, I don't normally do wine. I'd say that is 95% drinkable.
Boom.
And 5% vomit on yourself.
All right, one more. Ladies and gentlemen, we have Russell, the IT guy. You know, we do everything in the cloud here at Twit. And when Russell, the IT guy, said we had to do a phone system, he said, listen, a PBX system in the basement, you can literally nail my junk to a wall before that happens.
No PBX. Oh, except for that one, yes.
All right. Russell?
Yes.
Besides your hatred for PBX systems, we want you to channel your wine. Now, I've actually, you are a port connoisseur,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
I've had discussions with Russell about port.
Russell, here's the thing. We need you to be our winoceros and really just like bring the pain on us.
All right. That'll do some damage. Oh, yeah. Yeah, no, it's good. I actually taste a little bit of allspice. I don't know why. Maybe it's some of the anise, but
allspice?
Little combination. Is there allspice in that? None.
Okay, hold on. This is like a very inside wine conversation that is happening across the studio here. Only one half of which is on mic.
It turns into like an episode of like Liar's Dice or friggin' Family Feud. Where
No, they're looking at each other because they actually know about wines. They're like giving each other hand signals like at Wall Street. Like they're just like, no, zero.
Yeah,
no allspice.
And it's
no allspice.
It's not Old Spice. It's allspice.
Allspice. Like the thing a wizard would find in the forest. Fetch me allspice. Russell?
Yes.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Thank you very, very much. Shannon, come on back on here. I think we've got, listen, a pretty successful first run of tasting here, huh, Brian?
Yeah, so far we got people asking if it had allspice, saying that they would definitely have sex with whoever they're looking at. And I don't even remember what the other person said. Like it was not bad.
No, it was great.
Great. It's great. It's great.
And by the way, listen, I'll just tell you this. You want to know how you know it's a hit?
It's already empty.
Gone, my friend. This thing is already drained here in the Twit studio, and I think everybody is better for it.
I agree.
Dude, I am very, very excited at how so as we've talked about before, unlike the Diamond Club was an idea that we wanted to inject something that was a prank. This is a prank where there's a substantial chance.
This is a prank where you shouldn't drive afterward.
Yes. No, correct. By the way, did you hear this stuff? Like people are trying to reduce the blood alcohol content from like 0.08 to like 0.05. Like basically drink.
I think we should make it 0.00. Never.
Yeah. 0.00.
Never.
That sounds great.
Never.
You're like,
Don't
shouldn't.
Drinking and driving is bad.
But you know what is great?
What?
Drinking.
You were saying?
Listening to audiobooks on audible.com, Brian.
Oh my God. Audible has saved my life, literally.
You were trapped under a car once.
Well, and I was just really
Bring us through it.
I was trapped under a car, and I realized that it was going to be like 10 whole hours before they were going to get this car off me.
Because what city were you in that they were going to be so late?
Pittsburgh. I was in Pittsburgh, and they're all like, I'm sorry,
Pittsburgh.
we can't get this car off you until like 10 more hours. And I was like, AAA, you guys suck. And then I was sitting there, and I was like, I'm not going to sit here. And I don't have any Ruinum because you can't drink and drive. So I'm totally sober, sitting underneath the car for 10 hours. You know what I did?
What'd you do, Brian?
Loaded up audible.com.
What is Audible?
Audible? Audible is the nation's leading provider of audiobook entertainment.
Brian, though, listening to books is not the same as reading books.
Okay,
and anybody who says that they read a book when they listen to it on Audible is a liar and a Visigoth and a Philistine.
Two things. First of all, don't get me started. Reading a book by your ear holes is way better than your eye stupid holes, because when your eyes are betraying liars, your eyes are dancing ahead. You're like, oh, long paragraph. I'll kind of gloss over that. No. Audible, you hear every word exactly the way the author intended it. Second of all, you can't be tricked into like jumping ahead and reading that other stuff on there, man. Dude, Audible, and plus Audible doesn't just have audiobooks. They have periodicals. They even have like historic speeches. They even have stuff like
the secret presidential recordings from the White House. Not of course the stuff that's like classified, but like you can actually hear history in the making as it actually happens. It's right there on Audible. Dude, Audible is the greatest thing to happen in my entire lifetime.
Hot titles coming through. Blazing hot, Brian. Dan Brown's Inferno. Hot. May 14th. Today it's out on Audible.
Do you know what I'm reading? Do you know now?
Dan Brown.
Do you know what I'm reading right now, Justin?
What are you reading?
I'm reading The Master Switch, which is about, and this is the other thing. Like, I will never sit down and read a nonfiction book, but while I'm doing other stuff, I love to have actual knowledge be put in my brain, right? So I read Incognito last week, which is all about how the brain has these multiple competing systems and how like what we perceive as consciousness is really like a child king who takes all the credit for what's happening in the kingdom, but actually has no idea about all the systems running underneath him. And then I started The Master Switch, which is all about how information empires get created by outsiders who don't have a goat in the game, and then which is a phrase I just made up. And then they become they use the hammer of law to shut out outsiders, but then they eventually crumble and come back. And the question is the internet like cable television, the movie industry, the telephone system, telegraphs, and so on? Is it different from all of those in a way that it's going to survive this consolidation movement that we saw with all the others?
All right, here's what you got to do is go to audiblepodcast.com/NSFW. That is audiblepodcast.com/NSFW. Here's the deal. Me and Brian, in all seriousness, I mean, how long have you been an Audible subscriber? Because I've definitely been in for like 5 years.
Yeah, I was late to the Audible game. I joined like 3 years ago. I've done the platinum thing, and finally, I've admitted that I just consume even faster than platinum. So I buy a book every 3 months or so, on top of my platinum, which is 2 books a month.
Me too.
We thank Audible for being the best people in the world, and I apologize.
audiblepodcast.com/NSFW. Here's the thing. It's a great service that we all personally love and believe to forever. Go to audiblepodcast.com/NSFW and make us proud.
There we go. Brian, this is the last show I ever drink Ruinum during. I'll tell you that.
You know, we talked about this, and, I'm on a 2-week no booze bender, and I decided to bargain with myself. I did a bargain with the devil, of course, being me. And I said that I'm going to drink tonight because you guys are drinking tonight. And in exchange, I'm going to have to do an extra week of penance after this 2-week experiment. So it becomes a 3-week experiment. And I hope you're satisfied, sir.
Okay.
I'm satisfied.
Yeah. No, it sounds legit.
Almost.
Ruinum's good, right?
Oh, it's amazing. Brian, you're going to drink it and you're going to have
it's
real
not good at all.
And
obviously.
Listen, it works. It'll send you to Chinatown and back. All right. I think, are we coming up on the end of the show here, Brian?
No.
I don't know.
This was me asking. All right, let's try to toss this ball back and forth again. Brian, I guess we're coming up on the end of the show here.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Somebody just sent to me the Chat Realm song that appears to have a bunch of that appears to have like a bunch of quotes from tonight's episode, which is surprising to me.
All right, well, here we'll get to that in the after show, and if it's good, it'll be at the end of the podcast episode. But, ladies and gentlemen, let's go back to our musical guest. Now, let me also say this. I want, now that we have, I'm up here in Petaluma, and we have this amazing studio to work with. We have a lot of guests coming up here this summer. Marion Call's coming up here this summer. I just, oh, good Lord.
That was awesome.
For those of you
Play
who
it
can't
again.
see,
Play it
somebody
again.
already made video of Martin Luther King slipping in a pie.
You tell it, man. Oh my God, he slipped on a pie. That was the best video ever.
Oh, sorry. You were just, I didn't mean to derail you. Keep going. Officer.
Oh my God.
It was a crazy time when he sat on those pies.
Oh,
Listen,
man.
we've got some amazing people coming up here. Cosby Sweater. I don't know if people are familiar with the Cosby Sweater with 2 S's. She's just released an album. She's like blowing up on the internet. She contacted us because she heard about the summer music series, and I believe she's gonna come up here to the Bay Area to perform. This is like all of a sudden a place to be. And what I want to do is create great videos that are unique for the fans of the acts that are up here. And I thought a fun way to do that was to encourage everybody who comes up here to do covers, to do one original song and then a cover, and then in the after show we can perform, a bunch more.
I'm mainly because if you've watched YouTube, the recipe for success is production values plus original take on a cover equals a billion video views. And so certainly we want it to be successful for anyone who comes out and joins us.
Absolutely. So I give to you, ladies and gentlemen, once again, his new album, Type Def, Dale Chase.
Woo!
Woo! Ha. Check it out. So this is my cover of a classic Biz Marquee song called Something for the Radio. But I'm going to flip it and do something for the internet. You know what I'm saying? Check it out. This is for my peeps who like it, retweet, share, and favorite, and geek to the beat. Everybody who got down around the world and told the programmer friends about Coda Girl on YouTube, hitting thumbs up for the song. DL the joint for Bandcamp and Amazon. You showed me love, I can never forget. This is just something for the internet. Something for the internet. Yeah, it's for the internet. Gotta say what's up to Shannon. To rap cohorts like Dual Court, Lyrical, and King Fee. The Structoid Show, Gina Trapani. Plus my man Rob from the Conless Death. Jenny and Rob from the EFF. You just showed me love, I can never forget. That's why this is just something for the internet. Something for the internet. Yes, for the internet. Gotta say what's up to Hack Bob. This drama's dedicated for the internet DJs and everybody streaming like every day. URL hack my site, I'm not mad at them for putting rough mixes on Last FM. Peace to John Anilio and Matt Forbeck and everybody from the Angry Robot set. Ruth and Jenny, NCWYT, Eleanor Mills, Patrick Rogue, and Mary Lee. Plus one to those who came out for my shows on my tech info set. Females and bros like Digital Kitty, Benchy Side, Great or the Greatest, I can't decide. Slight Uber Brady, Leela Smitty, Stank Jackalope for the sick mix CD. Verse Bot, Selb, Silver, and Geek Dad, Z.A. Chandler, Yakova, Geeks is sexy. Can't forget John P. and Callie, Alexis Goldstein, Girl and Bella Bati. Cause you showed me love, I can never forget. That's why this is just something for the internet. Something for the internet. Yeah, it's for the internet. To the EFF. Cause it's for the internet. So Shannon, I'm gonna thank a few more people before we get out of here. Yo, I wanna say thanks to Brian and Justin for having me on. Woo! Gotta thank Shannon, Darren. I wanna thank just everybody at Twit for doing what they do, putting the tech news out there. I wanna thank my girl Joyce Sue for doing the Type Def album cover. Just everybody who's been buying the music, checking out the new album. Everybody who picked it up off of Bandcamp for free. Because even though you didn't pay for the album, you're still the ones out there playing it, bumping it all over. Like in New Zealand and South Africa, Australia, and like Chile, Boston and Wisconsin. So, yeah.
Boom, ladies and gentlemen, Dale Chase. head on out there to bandcamp.com. Look them up. Dale Chase. Type Def is the album, or just Google Dale Chase. You're going to find everything you need. It's so amazing that this thing happens on our show, Brian.
Dude, Justin, it's time. It's time. You know what it's time for?
The NSFW show?
Yeah, no.
The Movie Draft Weekly Update.
Minute. Yeah, no, here we go. The Movie Draft Minute.
Welcome to your Movie Draft Minute for the week of May 13th, 2013. I'm your host, Roberto Villegas. It's only week 4, and we already have some crazy numbers. Let's go check out the scoreboard. Tom Merritt, Justin Robert Young, and C. Robert Cargill are all tied for 4th place, still waiting for their first film. Scott Johnson's in 3rd place with $41.6 million. Sarah Lane enters the race in 2nd place with Great Gatsby bringing in $50 million this week. And still in 1st place with $366.8 million. It's Brian Brushwood. And that is your Movie Draft Minute for the week of May 13th, 2013.
Dude, I'll tell you what, man. I am thrilled with how Iron Man started. Not so thrilled with his follow-through. I think I'm in trouble, actually.
Well, I mean, a couple things that were very, very interesting. Number one, we know for sure that Iron Man is not going to be doing Avengers numbers. Number two, that who would have thought, man? Great Gatsby did more than Pain and Gain. You know, we all thought Pain and Gain was going to be kind of a dark horse, like a cheap mini blockbuster. The way we were talking about it during the draft, we thought it could be, you know, in the tentpole kind of neighborhood, in the cheapest area of the tentpole neighborhood. Not so. It totally took a dump on the carpet. The Great Gatsby overperformed. I think that really makes Sarah a player in this game, but I'll tell you what, the biggest story is going to be this Friday as we see what the movie J.J. Abrams did before Star Wars does at the box office.
Dude, in fact, the new Star Trek movie is getting like crazy good reviews. Like, to be honest, I'm going to go up. I have a gig in Dallas this weekend. I'm going to go up like a day and a half early just so I can go watch it with the Connolly boys. So we'll go check it out and maybe give a review on that.
Oh, dude, no, I think it's gonna be good. But again, I mean, like someone tweeted me last night, J.J. Abrams on The Daily Show. What's the second question about?
Yeah, sure. Right?
Star Wars, you know? And so it's like I think it's hard to not read into that on some level that people, even if it's like obviously Star Wars is a bigger thing, that maybe the attention is kind of eroded just a little bit for Star Trek. But we'll see.
Yep. Nope. I got no comments outside of to say I hope that Iron Man go see Iron Man again. Forget that movie.
You'll never see my second week drop off coming.
Yeah, man, that's true. By the way, we do want to make sure to plug Twit's newest show, Shannonagans, featuring, it's going to be Thursdays at 8. Only
oh my God. Wow.
I'll tell you,
that's awesome.
That's a great looking show.
Yeah, I went to DC once.
LOL.
And stuff happens when you go to DC. I mean, you get kind of crazy. You go to the White House and Pennsylvania Avenue, and stuff happens when the sun sets.
True or false? That was right before Obama slipped on a sheet cake.
That was right after.
Okay.
Actually, yeah.
Justin, are you watching Veep by any chance?
I love Veep. I've not caught up in the last 2 episodes though.
Okay. Well, if you're watching it, that's all I want out of it. It's
amazing. It's great.
Yeah.
It might be the best written comedy on television.
Yeah. Well, and super well executed as well. I mean, the dude who plays Buster is amazing, and
I mean, yes, Tony Hale, who does not play Buster on that show, but plays Buster on the other show.
He's still playing Buster. He's
like an adult. Like if Buster grew up a little bit, you know.
Yeah. But it's still very much Buster. And Julia
he doesn't exactly have a massive range, does Tony Hale? Right? No, like he's very comfortable in a certain niche.
Dude, and he nails it, man. He's amazing
great
in that regard. Yeah. And Julia Louis-Dreyfus is phenomenal. I mean, that whole cast is really, really good. Highly recommend Veep.
No, I'm a big fan of the show The Thick of It that the same creator did in England. Which was all about like British government, but very much like they're almost the same shows with different conventions and names and everything, but it's all like
I don't know any of these shows.
behind the scenes. Well, get a television, Shannon. Jesus.
I have Netflix. Gosh.
Okay. Well, then steal someone's HBO Go.
Oh, well, okay. What's your HBO Go?
We'll talk.
All right.
It's Tom Merritt at still after the show
at directtv.com. All right. Well, is there anything else, Brian?
No, dude, start rolling that lullaby because we got to wrap up this episode of NSFW. What a good time. Thank you so much to Steve Mertz for coming out. Thank you so much to Shannon Morse. Thank you so much to Dale Chase. This has been an amazing evening. Appreciate everybody.
Absolutely. We already did it.
It's time to go.
Sorry, I'm getting yelled at to play the movie draft minute.
What are you, drunk?
All right, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, again, everybody, I love you. At Justin R. Young on Twitter, Diana Fire.
Yeah, man. See you next Tuesday.
Through and it breaks my heart. 'Cause I just can't bear to be apart from Brian and Justin
Of NSFW.
Oh, I'd rather
Die in a fire
than to spend a single moment
without Brian Brushwood.
Oh, I'd rather be dipped in honey and fed
to a big ant pile
than do without Justin
Robert for even just a little while. NSFW.
I
love you. I love you, NSFW. Love you.
Oh, NSFW.
Universe Duck.
I love you.
All right. Here's the big question we probably should have addressed on the show, and maybe we can edit this in. Steve, let's say that we had a website ready to go. I am officially handing you our paperwork. When can we take pre-orders? People are asking when they can possibly get their hands on it, or not even get their hands on it, when they can give us money for the promise that they can get their hands on it.
Right, probably, I'd say within 2 weeks.
Within 2
Wow.
weeks.
That's
Pre-orders begin within 2 weeks. I know we wanted to wait a little bit after Night Attack because we didn't want to just be like, hey, we got another thing we want to push on you here.